At breakfast, Mom said, "Your sister's twins will take your room. They need more space to grow." As I opened my mouth, Dad slammed his glass and said, "Agree or get out of this house." I just nodded. A week later, I bought the house next door, watched them fall apart, and said, "Good morning," every day with a smile. I was 28, living at home to save money while working as a software engineer. My salary was good, really good, but my parents didn't know that. They thought I was barely scraping by because I dressed simple and drove an old Honda. My sister Emma had always been their favorite. She got pregnant at 19, dropped out of college, and moved back home with her boyfriend who couldn't keep a job. When the twins were born, my parents paid for everything. That morning, I'd been eating cereal when Mom made the announcement about my room. "Emma needs the space more than you do. The twins are getting bigger." I started to speak, but Dad cut me off. "This is our house. We decide who lives here. Agree or get out." I nodded slowly. "Okay." They looked surprised, like they expected me to beg. I spent that weekend apartment hunting. Instead, I found something better. The house next door was for sale. 3 bedrooms, big yard, recently renovated. The owner wanted $425,000. I paid cash. The look on my parents' faces when the moving truck showed up was priceless. Dad came outside, confused. "Where are you going?" "Next door." "I bought it." "You bought a house? With what money?" "The money I've been saving while you charged me rent to live in your garage." See, they'd been taking $800 a month from me for the past 6 years. Called it helping with bills. Meanwhile, Emma lived rent-free with her whole family. Mom's jaw dropped. "You had that kind of money and never told us? You never asked. You just assumed I was failing." I moved in that week. My new place was beautiful. Modern kitchen, hardwood floors, a home office for remote work. Everything their house wasn't. A month later, Emma's boyfriend left. Just took off one night. Suddenly, my parents were raising 3 people on their retirement income. I'd see them struggling to load groceries from their car. Dad's back wasn't what it used to be. Mom looked exhausted chasing 2 toddlers around. Every morning, I'd leave for my run at 6 a.m. They'd be on their porch, already tired. "Good morning!" I'd wave cheerfully. Dad would just grunt. Mom wouldn't even look. 3 months in, Dad knocked on my door. He looked older somehow. "We need to talk about Emma. She can't afford daycare and we're too old for this. Can you help us out?" "Help how? Maybe some money?" "You clearly have it." I smiled. "Dad, remember what you said? Your house, your decision." "This is my house, my decision. We're family." Family doesn't slam glasses and threaten to kick people out over breakfast. He left angry. 6 months later, I watched through my window as Emma moved out. Apparently, she'd found some guy online who lived 3 states away, just packed up the twins and left. My parents were devastated. The next week, they put their house up for sale. Too expensive to maintain, too many memories, too much space they didn't need. I bought it at auction for $180,000. Way under market value. They'd let it fall apart. Now I rent it out. The tenants are a nice young couple with a baby. They remind me of what Emma could have been if my parents hadn't enabled her. Last month, I saw my parents at the grocery store. They're renting a small apartment across town now. Mom tried to make conversation. "Your sister doesn't call anymore." "That's tough," I said, loading my cart with steaks and fresh vegetables. "We made mistakes with you," Dad admitted quietly. "Yeah, you did. Can we start over?" I thought about all those years of being ignored, overlooked, treated like I was nothing. About that breakfast when they chose her comfort over my dignity. "I don't think so, but good luck with everything."